Hello, hello, hello. It is a beautiful day in the neighborhood. I can humbly say I did not know or foresee this day would ever come because I was already frustrated with the Takeoff case and wanted to see justice. But I understand that justice is slow and it needs to be done thoroughly. So, a quick turn of events, everybody. It comes to find out it was not little Cam who did the shots and took the life of Takeoff. Patrick Xavier Clark was arrested for the murder of Takeoff. Huge turn of event. Random guy that none of us seen in the videos. It's just absolutely shocking because none of us seen this guy in the videos or anything. So we're all, it's kind of a huge, shocking turn of events. And basically, it's whoever was there would have saw this guy because the camera footage we received, as you guys know, was very poor. So a suspect has been arrested. So excited. In the killing of Takeoff, Houston police chief announced during a press conference. Oh my gosh. During a press conference Friday afternoon, Patrick Xavier Clark, 33, has been charged with murder in connection with Takeoff's death. That's what the Houston police chief, Troy Finner, said. The chief said Clark was arrested Thursday evening peacefully. Interesting. Friday's announcement came just over a month after the rapper, who formed 1/3 of the Grammy Award-nominated trio Migos, was fatally shot following a private party at downtown Houston bowling alley. Police Sergeant Michael Burrow said during the press conference that the shooting followed a dispute over a game of dice, but Takeoff was not involved and was an innocent bystander. On Wednesday, authorities said a man was charged in connection with the case, but during a court hearing, prosecutors said suspect Cameron Joshua, 22, is not believed to have fired a weapon during the shooting. What that means, everyone, is that they did the ballistics. That was my belief just a couple days ago when we talked about Cameron Joshua, that I believed because they were so confident at the hearing with Cameron Joshua. Can you hear me? Can you guys hear me? I see people saying hello, hello, hello. Can everybody hear me? Yeah. So when I was talking about my prior video, I was telling you guys he must have done the ballistics. They had to have. That's why the prosecutor and the defense attorney were in unison in their agreement about Cameron Joshua being charged with merely possession. And that's what was my opinion a couple days ago, which turns out to be correct, that they did the ballistics. They confirmed that they did the ballistics and the analysis to connect the offender, the person who they believe to be guilty of this crime, which is Patrick Xavier Clark. Now, Lil Cam, girl, Lil Tampa Supreme said free Lil Cam. No, he still was in possession of a firearm, and that was in violation of his release conditions. He actually is a felon. He had 2 different felony charges that he was released with conditions to not have a firearm, and he violated the law. So he still needs to be in custody. So sorry about that, Tampa Supreme. I know you might be his little friend or something in the chat, but yeah, he's not going to be free. Okay, so let's get into this article, and then I will play some of the actual hearing, so we can take a look at that. All right. Can you guys see my screen? Let me know. Let me know. Y'all know I'm still working on the technology side of everything. So, all right. So here's the article. They said on Wednesday, authorities said a man was charged in connection with the case, but during a court hearing, prosecutors said Cameron Joshua, 22, is not believed to have fired the weapon during the shooting, and they were able to determine that by ballistics, doing the analysis on the weapon. If he probably turned over the weapon because he knew he didn't fire it. So he was like, hey, go ahead, you can look at it. I know I didn't fire it. So that's probably how they were able to determine he didn't fire the firearm. And of course, they did the ballistics regarding the actual bullets that were in Takeoff. They more than likely had those, did ballistics to see if it matched the firearm. And whatever firearm Patrick had, who's arrested for the murder, those ballistics matched up, lined up. And I'll play the hearing so that you can hear them kind of talk about it a little bit. Joshua is facing a charge of unlawful carrying of a firearm for allegedly having a handgun when the rapper, whose offstage name was Kershnik Kari Ball, was killed around 2:30 a.m. on November 1st as gunfire erupted outside of 810 Billiards and Bowling following a private party. And I'm very happy that they made this announcement December 2nd. So that's a month and a day. So perfect timing. It looks like they really did get good use of that month that they were investigating to really solidify their case and have confidence in the charges that they have made in this case. So, you know, they did a good job, y'all. I didn't have much faith on my last video. I was frustrated, but, you know, they turned out to do well. They turned out to do well. They said, we believe Cameron Joshua has been appropriately charged in this case. And remember, we talked about this language in my last video, and some people were saying, no, they didn't do the ballistics. I'm telling you, there's key language that prosecutors use. And as a prior prosecutor, a previous prosecutor, I'm pretty familiar with the key language that they use. If they suspected Cameron Joshua, they would have said that during an interview. They would have been like, he's charged with this firearm. The investigation is possession of firearm. They would have said the investigation's still open. We're still looking into the case and to see if he is a possible suspect. That's what they would have said. They would have left it open. But the fact that the prosecutor was in agreement and very confident and gave very definite responses that he believes they appropriately charged, he was basically telling the public that this guy is not the shooter, that they've already looked at the evidence, they've already analyzed the ballistics, and they made that determination based upon the evidence. That's why I was very confident in that in the prior video that I did a couple days ago. And they said, we're continuing our investigation into the death of Takeoff. Matt Gillum, a prosecutor of the Harris County District Attorney's Office, told reporters in a brief statement, and that was on Wednesday after Wednesday's hearing. Christopher Downey, Joshua's attorney, told reporters he has not seen anything to suggest his client fired a weapon or had anything to do with Takeoff shooting. And that's just Joshua's defense attorney. And we already know he's biased, so we don't need to listen to him. And all this rest of this article really has to do with Cameron Joshua. But we're here to talk about Patrick, who was the one that was arrested, which is so beautiful to hear, you guys. I don't know about you guys, but I'm absolutely excited. So let's go and just take a listen to the hearing to see exactly what happened in the hearing. What were they talking about? And then we'll just have a little chat about it. Let's see.
Take a few seconds and get set up, and everybody let me know when you're ready to go. Afternoon, everyone. Chief Fenner here with Mayor. Mayor, thank you for the support. We're here to announce an arrest, but before I do that, I always start with that human element. I spoke to Takeoff's mother early this morning, and my prayers, and I ask that all our prayers continue to go out to her and his entire family, his close friends, the city of Atlanta, and all of Takeoff's fans around the world. We lost a good man, and I didn't have the pleasure of meeting him, but everybody, the hundreds of people that I talked to, spoke on what a great individual he was. We have a special relationship with the city of Atlanta. I want to make sure that stays intact. I want to thank them, the family, and everybody else for patience, allowing us to work through the evidence and the facts, which is most important. I also want to thank our investigators, also the gang division. I'm going to turn it over to the mayor right now, and after that, We're going to bring up the investigators, and then the district attorneys step up and make a quick correction on the name. It's Patrick Xavier Clark, 33 years old, on the rest of the suspect. Okay, come on, Sarge.
Good afternoon. Sergeant Michael Burrow with the Homicide Division. The chief was very gracious in recognizing a lot of the partners that we were involved with in this case. I did want to recognize a couple of other people that or organizations that helped a lot. Quick note, just I know there's going to be a lot of questions about the investigation. The investigation is still ongoing. We still have a lot of people that we're trying to locate and talk to. So we will be a little bit short on details here. We probably will not be able to answer all of your questions. But I can tell you, to confirm some of the speculations out there, the event was a private party. There was a lucrative dice game that went on at the event. There was an argument that happened afterwards outside the bowling alley, which led to the shooting. I can tell you that Takeoff was not involved in playing in the dice game. He was not involved in the argument that happened outside. He was not armed. He was an innocent bystander. Some important case factors. The chief was mentioning some of the timing here. I mean, we've boiled it down to over 30 people that were standing outside. We have an exact number. We're not going to put that out. When the shooting happened, literally every single one of those people left the scene without giving a statement to police. We found a few of them that night. We found others since then. But it's important that those people come forward. And we're still looking to talk to a lot of those people. And we will be looking to find you. It will be easier if you come find us. It'll be easier for you. It'll be easier for us as well. Essentially, we had to rely on a large volume of video surveillance evidence that came in, and cell phone videos and audio, things that surfaced over time in some cases that weren't available immediately. We had to sift through all of that and use physical evidence and use shooting reconstruction and confirm a lot of our ballistic evidence, what weapons were involved, things of that nature. And through that, we were able to deduce that Patrick Clark is the lethal shooter in the case. And that's why he's being charged with murder.
Thank you, Sarge. That's the DA's office.
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. My name is Ruben Perez, and I'm a Bureau Chief of the Special Crimes Bureau. My bureau was in charge of this investigation at the DA's office. I want to thank the prosecutors in my bureau for working extremely hard, and I really echo what the investigator said, that it took a lot of effort, a lot of work, a lot of patience, but we arrested this defendant. We look forward to prosecuting this case, and I want to send our sympathies to the family, and we look forward to prosecuting this case, and we'll see everybody in court. Thank you.
All right, guys, so I'm not going to play the whole thing. I will put that link into the description box if you want to watch the entire thing. I was just trying to skip over all the Academy Award thank yous. I don't know about these press conferences. I just get irritated when they're going through the whole thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I know they have to thank people, but it's just like, let's focus on the victims and the people that are charged. That's kind of how my whole thing is, but that's why I was forwarding it. But guys, isn't this just a shocking turn of events? Like, I'm so shocked. Like, it was like a huge turn of events because we all watched the video and we were like, it's Lil Cam, it's Lil Cam. And come to find out, y'all, it is this random dude at the event, Patrick Xavier Clark. Let's just take a look at his photo close up. We saw a little bit on the video, but let's take a look at this man's photo. Okay. Because this is a mess. Like, I wonder what, but I wonder what, was it intentional? I know everybody's saying it was accidental, but I'm wondering, did this man intentionally? I wonder if it was intentional, y'all. That's the thing I'm wondering. But here is Patrick Xavier Clark. He is the man that took our beloved Takeoff. And they were able to confirm it through the ballistics. They did all the exhaustive evidence that they needed to do. This is the image provided by the Houston Police Department. It shows Patrick Xavier Clark. He is 33 years old, and he was arrested last night in the fatal shooting of rapper Takeoff, who was killed last month in the bowling alley. So I am just, I'm so happy, but at the same time, I'm shocked. It's just such a huge surprise. I don't know about you guys, if you guys are all surprised about this, but I'm shocked. I'm absolutely shocked about everything. Let me know what you guys think. Lovely says, Lil Cam ain't no little saint. He stay locked up. Exactly, girl. In my last video, he had a long laundry list of a criminal record. It seems like he's a career thief. So he needs to be where he belongs, in jail. Exactly, lovely one. Hi, Elizabeth. There's my girl, Elizabeth. I love you, girl. I'm so happy to see you, Sunshine. That's your nickname, Sunshine. She said, I went and looked, and I guess the still shot of Migo Bands from TMZ, he is in it. Wait, he is, Elizabeth? You saw this Patrick guy in the still shot? Wow, I'm gonna go take a look at that now and later on and just kind of examine it. She said it's like, but where was he in the videos and pictures? I'll have to go look. Oh, and then you finally found it, Elizabeth? Girl, exactly. Isn't this a crazy turn of events, Elizabeth? Anybody who was following this case, I mean, we were all like convinced. You saw Lil Cam pull the gun out. What was he doing with the gun out? Because you could see it blurry. Even though it was blurry, you could see him the gun out in a pointing position. It was like, what was he doing with the gun? So, man, guys, it's surprising. But at the same time, I want the right person arrested. So if they did the analysis, they did the thorough review and the ballistics, and they confirmed and were able to match up the bullets with his firearm, then he needs to be arrested. And justice be served for Takeoff. Takeoff did not deserve this, just like they were saying in the hearing. So I'm really excited. I'm excited to follow this case, and I hope this man spends the rest of his life in prison for taking our beloved Takeoff away. Elizabeth was like, yes, could have swore it was Lil Cam. Exactly, Elizabeth. I'm still shocked. Man, you know what it feels like? It feels like when you're, for example, it's analogous when you're watching a movie and it's like, you can't predict it at the very end. It's like this cliffhanger and you're like, oh my God, really? That happened? Even though this is not a movie, guys. I'm not comparing this to a movie. This is a heartfelt, just heartbreaking tragedy that we lost just this beautiful person who did not deserve this. So I'm in no way comparing this to a movie, guys. I'm just saying it kind of, the fact that it was so surprising that the turn of events, like I just never would have thought this random guy, Patrick Xavier Clark, committed the murder. Just my only question left with this case is, was it intentional? Was it intentional or was it an accident? That's the one question I have, because I'm just wondering, the back of the head, the shot 2 times in the chest area. I mean, that's a lot of stray bullets from one gun, because one person's arrested for the murder. So that means all 3 bullets came from his gun. So then I'm asking, were all those 3 bullets intentional hits? It's like, that's a lot of stray bullets. I mean, it could happen. It could happen. If he's shooting that many times, seems like he was just shooting all over the place. But still, it's just like, man. Elizabeth said, yes, could have swore it was Lil Cam. He still did something, stole a chain, something, and at least Cam still got charged too. I know, I'm happy, Elizabeth. At least Cam still got charged, because we saw that gun, even though we could barely see it. It was blurry, but he had the firearm. And who knows? He's a little thief. He probably did take the gun did take Takeoff's chain or something as he was falling, because he was right by Takeoff. He did something, because Takeoff turned around as Lil Cam was behind him. I'm curious to wonder what exactly was that whole transaction, that whole part, the interaction. What was that interaction at that part of the video where Takeoff turns off immediately after Lil Cam is behind him? There's so many questions I have. So we're going to be following this case to see what happens, and hopefully. A lovely one says, didn't 2 other people get shot as well? Yes, lovely one. 2 other people did get shot. One was actually the assistant of Quavo, is what I was told. If you guys saw that in different sources. And the other one was a woman. She was a young lady. She was shot in the head too, though. So I think it was like a stray bullet. It was a stray bullet, but it grazed her head. They both survived. They both survived. They're in their 20s. Yeah, Elizabeth. I'm still with Elizabeth though. I'm like, at least he got charged though. We were wrong about him killing Takeoff, allegedly. We were wrong about that. But at least we were right that we identified the gun. We saw that. So we got something. We were able to see something. Okay. We saw something. And we probably were one of the people or the individuals out here that clue the law enforcement in, because they watch online. They're always online trying to see what's going on. They probably saw that and looked more into Lil Cam and was like, okay, let's see what he did. And they did the ballistics and they found out, okay, he's not the one that killed Takeoff, but he was in possession of a firearm. So at the end of the day, justice was served. I'm just still shocked. I'm happy someone's arrested. Yay. Yay. So we're going to get justice. We will follow this case. We'll take a look at the trial. We'll analyze the evidence. I'm really interested in exactly if Patrick Xavier Clark is a part of Jay Prince's crew. Is he Jay Prince's security? Is he from Mob Ties? What is his connection to this whole thing? It was a private event. So I'm really curious, what was the relationship connection between Patrick Xavier Clark and the Jay Prince family? Because a lot of the witnesses are saying that the only people that have firearms were people from Jay Prince's crew. But we know that all wasn't true, because the Migo Bands had a firearm and he was from Migo's crew. So that wasn't all the way true. So who knows if what this witness was saying was exactly correct. We'll see, guys. I'm just happy there was an arrest. Let's celebrate and just be happy that hopefully justice will be coming for Takeoff soon, and we just pray for his family. And I'm just excited right now. All right, guys, have a wonderful day. I'll be on here later. Take care.